I want to thank the people of Uganda and the Ministry of Works and the government and Office of the President for their warm welcome and their support in our project. And going back to your question, ITMS uniqueness is that it's Intelligent Transport Monitoring System, that it's a flagship initiative of the government of Uganda, and it's supported by the digitalization and the AI, which allows us to walk away from the, well, minimize the interaction with the humans, and it will give us to basically move forward with the process much faster and allow us to make roads of Uganda safer. Yeah, first of all, on the road conditions, I want to mention that our colleagues from the Ministry of Works and Transport are putting so much effort on the development of the road infrastructure here in Kampala and Uganda in general. But as a driver, I can tell that it's our responsibility to take care of the way that we drive, and our system is here to fully support safe driving on the road. The main intent of the system is to make our roads safe and create work for people. But the road safety is the biggest concern of the government of Uganda, and our program and our system will support that 100%. Well, in step one, we had the legal change on the speed on the road, which I think the milestone for safety on the roads. That's a big one. And the second one will be upcoming implementation of the EPS Auto, which will start with speed and red light. And those new approaches will help to make roads safer and protect the citizens of Uganda.
First of all, yes, I agree with you. A number of people can be disciplined, others not. The recent regulations which government has come up with, especially Ministry of Works and Transport, our approach now, we think we should use a multi-sectoral approach. Maybe that should answer you. I have already consulted the top leadership, the minister and the PS, and I think I have already got that green light. I think very soon we shall be writing some of you. We think during sensitization, it is not enough for government to be the prosecutor and the judge. Because we consult you through this process, and then when the regulation is ready, we want to sensitize alone. So I have discussed with the PS, and the PS has already cleared the proposal. So we shall be consulting KCCA, transporters, private sector foundation, the civil society, ROSAPO and the team, police, and of course Ministry of Works. So that every regulation now, that's the new approach we want to use. Then we have a team, we go through this, we can have an inner training, and then we roll out. We can divide even ourselves. So you don't need really to wait for Ministry of Works, sensitize in Guru, if you have information about speed. This is the new approach we want to use. Don't you think that can work for us? I think most of that one will work for us. Yes. And please, I also want to use this opportunity to request the support of your team. When the minister publishes a gazette, let him first pronounce himself on what the regulation is about. Even if it is good, don't get excited and you go and hold the press conference, please. And then you distort the information. I think some of you know what I'm talking about this regulation of speed. So we think that one is going to help government to address those issues. Katabaz. Honorable Minister, I'm aware you are meeting your colleague from South Sudan today. I think this is a bilateral issue, and it is very unfortunate if the other country removes registration plates without considering the cost and how it is fixed. So, since the minister is here, it's good, it is timely. He is meeting his colleague counterparts this afternoon. So that's a bilateral issue. I think it will be brought to their attention. But also in our periodical meetings of ESC will pick it up so that we can address it as technical people and then also to the Council of Ministers. To see John, that one we leave it to the minister, the one-way issue and why they are using the roads. That is the issue of the minister, is the one in charge of the act. So he has a huge statement to make you fast clap. You know, me, I know when General Katumba says he's going to address that one, don't worry. If some of you have actually followed him, you know there is a period when I'm driving behind him thinking he's going to overtake and because I want to make sure that he's not in the meeting before I reach. Then he keeps in the jam. I said, oh, so people can be patient still, and so I want to thank you, General Katumba Amara, as you go out. I think people can clap for you for that discipline. And that's why I'm saying he's going to make a strong statement here. Because for him, he will say, arrest. One time he told me, is the Director Nwabine here? Director Nwabine started it. I don't know what stopped it. Maybe this time a huge statement is coming and we're seeing an hour and you are back. You should also help us on that. Now, Piaki, I can tell you, give this about another 1 year. People will appreciate these number plates. Even when we introduced the current ones which are phasing out, you know, we are using the 6-digit. If we had the time, I will take you through the history of these registration plates. So the 6 digits, the UUU, the fathers of Professor Mutava is there. The UUU 730, those ones, you know, like they are clear, you see 6 digits. Now when we introduced these ones, we say, oh, these number plates are too small. How do we get to know? Now for government, I've heard also some of you bringing this comment. If it was wax, would quickly get W. Now, because we have so many ministries and agencies sharing these number plates, we want to know them by code. My ministry is 38, so any vehicle that has that code, don't go into other things even if it speeds and you can't get the other last digit, because now there are 9 characters. Just get 38 as a code. That tells you it is for Ministry of Works, or its agency maybe like CAA or URC. So we will get this and we are going to continue sensitizing. Right now we have a program, but as I told you, I think we had a limited number. Yes, I think now we need to expand this team to help you to disseminate this information. So we'll be writing some of you to give us representatives. We have the GS team, all the information you want will be as is. Now, that registration plate, which is digital, minimally for the public can only show the serial number of that registration plate. Minimally. So, because I'm not going into details, although the directive is from my minister, as I told you, we have information which is encrypted. It can only be shared with the police, my minister, or the PS. The details of that information is that all other serial numbers and security related, as far as digital plate is concerned, can only be accessed in the back end. I know what you are trying to say about that. Why don't we, as soon as I scan, why don't I get the details? We are still improving this system. I think in the next 1 year we should be having a fully-fledged motor vehicle registration system which is credible to capture every type of data. And for that matter, Honorable Minister, for now, the registration plate can only show that serial number of the vehicle, so that a criminal or any other person, you know, in Uganda, people tend to think that they can forge anything, even money. Now, if I tell you here some of the security features that are encrypted in that registration plate, I'm sure, of course I'm not saying there are criminals here, but there are people outside listening. And I want to propose that at an appropriate time, we shall invite, I'm sure even Uganda police is aware, but we can invite only security outfits to tell them how do you differentiate a forged registration plate, especially if you want to use that QR code. In the development of the new system, we may maybe go further and expand that. We shall discuss it with the service provider. But for now, we only wanted to capture that. And then, Honorable Minister, also, as you are aware, we have a control management system. I don't know whether Natkunda is here, the project manager. Yes. You may have time to chat, but don't talk about security issues. Just tell them this is how the number plate looks, if you want. So Natkunda will give you more information during break time. That's why we are here to share this information and also alert the public. But in general, please take it that the QR code is working. You can only, actually, if somebody can go and scan outside and bring, I will explain to you what that means. It is very easy to explain, but the details, it's like a driving license. We have 3 levels. Level 1 where you can hold the driving license and you see some features, then level